the perfect Yorker, Hoggy. Clips away for a maximum.
He's got a very good over so far, just a couple of wides. And those two wides have been to Matashenka. He's a little bit worried about the power of Matashenka. He just slightly got that wrong. But he's prepared to go, try and hit him on the toes and prepared to go the wide line. Being very impressed with Seifert-Ding. If it wasn't for the two wides, this is probably one of the best overs of the tournament today.
Look, I'm a big believer that, you should try and just bowl as many foolish deliveries in this part of the game until someone ramps you. The fuller you get, I think it's harder for a batter to get underneath it. A bowler isn't a robot. But for a robot, you've got to make mistakes. But you can see that. That'll run away for a boundary. But it's still, the plan is set. He's slightly missed execution by what inches?
Well, it's getting from, I guess, under the batter's swing. We've seen here that how many sixes have we seen hit today? If you're trying to take away the power of the batter, okay. If you get an inside edge, it goes for four, so be it. But you're actually winning the contest.
That's what I'm on about. Trying to get it as full as possible as he's gone high. And long enough. Not long enough. A couple of bounces. 4 to finish. 21 from there. Over 68 for 1.
Australia was snapper. India was just away. After this, I'm not about this.
Two games tomorrow. Australia versus Nepal. Australia beating England. Nepal beating England. India losing to Pakistan. So did the UAE, so winner takes all, really. Lots of games still coming your way, quarterfinals and the cup, the plates.
I got to say too that UAE will be no pushover for India, because I thought they were very impressive against Pakistan going down, but they batted beautifully.
Yeah, and that run chase, they got close, didn't they? They got really close.
I think it's very important in this competition that you have at least one frontline spearhead bowler who can change that game in the 2 overs that he's capable of bowling or able to bowl.
In a good position here, 69 for 1. Sri Lanka.
Just going back to what you said earlier, bowling the Yorkers until someone rams you. I think I've only seen one ram shot in this tournament today, and that's Ross against the spinner, which went for 6. And all of a sudden, the spinner had no idea where to bowl to him.
This one is slapped over the offside. And this will go all the way for, guess what, another 6. And it brings up the 50 partnership. Look, I know that the game has changed. When I'm talking about Yorkers, perhaps the length of the Yorker has changed as well. But I think bowlers think it's easier to bowl slower up deliveries and actually stick to one thing that you practice day in and day out. Think of the best that ever did it. Waqar Younis, Wasim Akram. Them two, for me, were absolutely sensational, but what they did was that they practiced it. Brett Lee, another one, practice the Yorkers. You're the coach, so they practice them enough? You don't bowl the Yorker, guess what? Goes straight over the commentary box. Another maximum.
Well, that I reckon is the problem, that bowlers have become fearful that if they miss, they think it's a step in, they get hit for 6. In the past, I reckon, if you just missed your Yorker, the players didn't have the power to take you down, and I think bowlers have just got a bit scared of it. But I still believe, I'm with you, I'm a bit old school. if you're going to practice, I'll tell you what, I'll give you $1 million for the IPL if you can bowl 12 Yorkers at the death.
Well, yeah.
That's $1 million
Well, the
player,
retention
in
was
my
yesterday.
opinion.
I think I'm ready. Who can I play for? Get me in the IPL. Trying to think which team I'd love to play, and if I had one chance at ever playing the IPL, I wasn't good enough. Simple. The one team I would pick, it'd have to be Chennai. It'd have to be the Chennai Super Kings. I've thought about the Mumbai Indians, but I just want to play with one man, that cool man with the gloves on, MS Dhoni. Him as captain, absolutely. I would love to play underneath him.
Or would you be fearful because he was one of the best players of the Yorker, where he just tipped back with that helicopter shot?
No, he'd be in my team, so I wouldn't worry. May worry about a few others.
I'd love to bowl to him rather than play with him, because you want to play against the best. 87 for 1.
Two wins for South Africa, 2 wins for Pakistan, and one of these two teams is looking for back-to-back wins as well. Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. Safieddine will bowl another over, on for 21.
Oh, so no.
It's a good start.
Well, the previous over, he was just going for Yorkers, but then just changing it up there with a slower delivery to Madashankar, who got him with one of those Yorkers which was slightly off. So I just love the mindset of Safieddine.
It's like that's going to be a knuckle ball again. Look at the grip. Knuckle ball. That is clever. That is clever. Saw it early on as a batter, surely. You have to pick that up.
You would be thinking that if they're curving, if they're watching the ball closely and the guys run up, they should be picking that. But again, certain batters watch different things. Like, it's funny, like, talking to different people, what they look for and their cues. Some batters, I don't reckon even look at the ball.
Well, that was the art of batting. Watch the ball. Smash down the ground. I know a lot of batters who would have, if somebody was 80 foot in the air and just slightly moving, they'd have to stop the whole game. Just watch the ball. It's a simple game.
It is a simple game.
It's a good point that you bring there, Dominic, because the side screens were so small back in the day, and now they're so big, and they still ask for people to sit out.
This one, inside edge. You heard perhaps picked up. Safieddine is angry because he thinks he's bowled another decent delivery. He just gets an inside edge. This partnership is really good for Sri Lanka. 72 from 23.
Well, that's the thing. In this sort of tournament, you've got to accept that the batsman's going to have a lot more luck than in the longer formats.
Again, decent Yorker. Keeper isn't at the stumps. I don't know why he's not at the stumps. Only pick up one. Brings Madashankar on strike. He's a shot away from a half century. He's on 46. Sri Lanka on 99. What have we got left? 7 balls remaining. Their run rate is just over 20. Slammed down the ground. There'll only be a single. 13 runs from the over, and Sri Lanka, after 5 overs, they have the 100 up. It's 100 for 1. Six balls remaining then. Madishanka, 47 from 15. Jishan with the last 6 deliveries. Sure, that'll be a leg bye. Did he get a bat on it? No, leg bye.
Now, again, Corey, I'm going to sound like an idiot here, but this is such a massive over in this contest. If Bangladesh can bowl a good over here, go for 12, 13, I think they got their noses in front, to be honest.
Anything under 120, I think you've got a good chance of chasing it down. No, it's not being an idiot in any way. Spot on. Players just sometimes lose that focus about where they are in the game and what these next 6 deliveries can do in the contest of chasing a total down.
Yeah, absolutely. It's these games, just we've spoken about it before, the momentum of one over in such a small contest can change the course of the game. And I think Bangladesh, if they can get through these final few balls with possibly not going for a 6 even, I think they'll be thinking their noses are just in front.
Just checking for the no ball. His foot was behind the line. That's what I said about that last delivery. It was good batting by Dabari, just coming down the wicket and knowing that Jishan might go for the Yorker.
Gets underneath it, it goes high. High. Does he have enough of it? Taken. Waited really on the edge. Got himself in a position. Jalidul Islam got himself in a position. It's another good catch, but it's going to have to be checked. Jalidul Islam is the fielder. High, handsome. We've seen some excellent catches today. That looks like at the moment it is okay. Just keep your eye on that right foot. Does it touch the cushioning? Obviously he goes over, but does he release it in time? It looks like he does, Ryan.
I think this is a skill that the modern player has made look so simple, but they practice it so much. It's such a skillful catch that knowing where the boundary rope is, knowing when to release it, making sure that you're in play and not out of play. There's so many things going on there. I think that's out. I think it's an absolute beauty.
I remember the Australian fielding coach when he came on board, Mike Young, a baseballer, American baseballer. Before we went to the 2003 World Cup, we were in Perth, and he said, guys, what about work on this? The very next game, we had 2 catches like it. Unbelievable how you get a different sport come in, just have an observation of your game, and just add something that was quite potent in the success of Australia through that period.
Yeah, this isn't luck, like you say, Ryan. Players practice this day in, day out, and you know as coach, you know, they try and work on these to make sure they understand the position they get themselves in. So it looks like a decision has been made out. So Dabari with a decent innings, 32 from 12, and Sri Lanka 105 for 2. Samarakun then in at number 4. Just 3 balls left. Left-hander. Slapped down the ground. He hasn't got a lot of it. Straight to the fielder. Back-to-back wickets, and you talked about finishing it off, Ryan. At the moment, Bangladesh, this has been a decent over.
It is. We talk about a game of inches. That catch on the boundary has changed the course of this game. And here, trying to slap the first ball for 6, only hits it straight to cover. Sri Lanka lose their third, 105 for 3.
Hectic ball.
Dhananjaya, 2 balls left for him. Another left-hander. Patrick Ball. He does get Captain Madhushanka back on strike with a ball to go.
Last ball.
This has been an absolute cracking over. If he can get away here without keeping a boundary. And he's done that, just that. What an over to finish for Bangladesh.